There are a lot of ideas circulating right now about self-care, feminine energy, boundaries, and personal growth. And many of them sound incredibly empowering. But interestingly, some of these ideas, in the way they're currently being taught online, are making people more unhappy, more anxious, more lonely, and more disconnected from themselves and the people around them. And the interesting thing is, most of these trends started from something good, but somewhere along the way, the message got distorted. So in this video, I want to talk about the most popular self-help trends that I believe people are misunderstanding. And one of them, the one about feminine energy. Most people believe it's empowering, but I actually believe it's quietly sabotaging women's confidence. So let's start with the one I see everywhere: boundaries. Right now, we see everywhere that people are suggesting to communicate and set boundaries. You know, if you see something or you experience something that you don't like, sit down with that person and tell them how they've hurt your feelings or what your boundary is and how they need to respect your boundary. But the truth is that boundaries are not for other people to uphold or respect. When you make other people responsible to uphold and respect your boundary, you give your power away, because now you're at the mercy of whether they are respecting your boundary or not. But since it's your boundary, it's not for other people to uphold, it's for you to do that. To give you an example, let's say you have a mom who has a tendency to be quite controlling when it comes to your finances. She tells you how to spend your money, she criticizes you for how you use your finances, and yet every time you share your salary with her or you share with her that you had a pay rise or a promotion, she now might have the expectation that you spend your money on her and what financial decisions to make. Most people would tell you to sit her down and tell her, "Mom, the way you make me feel and the way you try to control my finances, I know you have good intentions, but it makes me feel like a child or it hurts me." The thing is, if your mom is 50, 60 years old, it's very hard for her to change based on one conversation. Even if she completely understands you and she hears you and she wants to respect your boundary, it's very difficult for her to change in a moment like that. So, respecting and upholding your own boundary would be reflecting on knowing my mom and the way she is and her tendencies of trying to control my finances out of care and love. Why do I feel the need to keep sharing my salary or every pay rise with her? Is it validation? Is it something else? What do I get from that? I think it's actually quite unfair to share that with her, knowing her tendencies, and then expect her to change. So a better boundary would be to stop sharing your salary. And the boundary is a change in behavior, not in her, but in you. The second trend I see is dropping people too quickly. There is a lot of talk on energy right now, or your vibe, you know, don't let other people kill your vibe, or protect your energy, protect your peace. And I feel like there's absolutely a time and place for that. But at the same time, I feel like that it's been taken out of context. It's now turned into dropping your friends because they've made a mistake, or rejecting people because they did something that you didn't like, or they said something you didn't like, cutting off friendships, breaking up, leaving people, leaving relationships, leaving friendships based on them not meeting your expectations of how you want them and expect them to be. And I actually feel like it can be manipulating on some level, because dropping people as soon as they do something or say something you don't like is you subconsciously communicating to them, you're either the way I expect you to be, or this friendship or this relationship is over. People are not perfect. Everyone will disappoint you because we are human. People will make mistakes, just like you've made mistakes. And a lot of times people hurt or disappoint you, not because they're malicious, but because they're human. And a lot of times people hurt you, not because of anything they've done, but because there are still unhealed wounds inside you from your past that you need to work on and you need to heal. So sometimes when we feel hurt, it's not necessarily a reflection of other people's behavior and mistakes. Sometimes it's indication that you might still need to work on some things. There's a Bible verse that says, "Iron sharpens iron." And what it means is that relationships shape us through friction, through accountability, through conversations, through mistakes, through growth, through holding up a mirror to us. So it is okay and it is healthy to experience some conflict at times in relationships. It is okay for someone to hold us accountable. It is okay for you to hold them accountable at times. It's okay to have and experience difficult conversations and relationships. So not everything we experience that we don't like is an indication for you to drop that friendship or drop that person. Sometimes it's just iron sharpening iron. If you leave every uncomfortable moment or you leave a relationship because something is uncomfortable or brings up uncomfortable emotions in you, that is you escaping from your own growth. And there are no boundaries without grace. Grace is experiencing the things that we didn't earn. Grace is being able to walk on streets we didn't build. Grace is being able to enjoy food we didn't grow. Grace is being forgiven and people letting our mistakes go without holding us accountable for every single thing we say. That is grace, and we need to learn to extend grace. Relationships need accountability and grace. Otherwise, relationships without grace become exhausting. How many times can you recall where you've maybe said something or you've done something that you regret? Maybe you were tired, you were stressed, you were in a bad mood. And how grateful are you that the people in your life, instead of holding you accountable every single time, maybe they've let some things go. Maybe they've just quietly forgiven you without making you aware of your mistakes. We need grace as much as we need accountability. The third trend is the soft self-care trend online. And yes, self-care a lot of times is about comfort and feeling soothed and doing something that feels good and soothing and relaxing to you. That can be taking a bath, getting your nails done, having a cup of tea with a blanket on you, watching a movie. That's self-care. But another form of self-care also exists. A real way of looking after yourself is sometimes doing the things that you avoid. Sometimes it's finishing the task. Sometimes it's having the hard conversation. Sometimes it's doing the thing that you're trying to run away from by doing the soft self-care, running to having a bath, getting your nails done, doing things that are soothing in order to avoid the things that would actually make you feel good. Not just in the moment, but long term. So the question you need to ask yourself at times is, what would really make me feel better? Is it a bubble bath? Or is it having the hard conversation, or finishing the task, or doing the thing that I've been avoiding for days or weeks, months, sometimes even years? What would actually make me feel better? Is this a way of looking after myself, or can that be a way of me trying to avoid something? When I work with clients through the things that they've been avoiding for a very long time, and they finally take the step of faith and the step of courage and do the things that they've been avoiding, doing the hard thing, there is no amount of soft online self-care, bubble bath, getting your nails done, getting your makeup done, that can replace that feeling of confidence and accomplishment when you do get something done that you've been avoiding, when you do the hard thing. Nothing can replace that feeling. And yes, self-care is soothing at times. And other times, it's doing the uncomfortable thing that is actually a way of taking care of yourself long term. The fourth trend I see is mistaking self-esteem for confidence. One thing that is being taught, and we see more and more online, is people talking about being self-obsessed, sharing your accomplishments, boasting about your achievements. And I think there is beauty in owning who you are and what you've done and what you've accomplished. But there's also a fine line between owning it and loud, fabricated confidence. And I feel like sometimes confidence is being confused with self-promotion. Real confidence doesn't need to announce itself. Real confidence is quiet. Real confidence is how you carry yourself. Real confidence is about the internal dialogues you have. And actually, confidence comes from confidence. So if you're not confident in cooking, you just need to cook more in order to become confident. If you're not confident at speaking, you need to speak more to feel more confident. If you're not confident at creating content, the more you create content, the more confident you become. So confidence comes from practice. Practice builds confidence. But what most people are seeking is actually self-esteem, not confidence. Self-esteem is inner stability. Self-esteem is how you truly feel about yourself without needing to communicate it. Self-esteem is being able to hear and celebrate someone who's sharing an achievement without falling into comparison, without making this about you, without thinking, am I good enough? Why haven't I achieved what she's achieved? Self-esteem is inner peace. Confidence grows through competence. Self-esteem grows through how we relate to ourselves. The fifth trend is the feminine energy trap. The first time I've heard about feminine energy was actually in my own therapy session with my therapist in 2019. She brought up feminine and masculine energy, and that's the first time I've heard about it. And I think it's such a beautiful thing that it's being taught more. The issue is that it's being misunderstood and sometimes not taught the right way. The problem at times is that we take everything we see online literally. Right now we see the trad wife aesthetic going around, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I believe we need to read between the lines and see how nuanced it is. So we see women now making things from scratch, milking the cow, making bread from scratch, making food from scratch, gardening, raising kids, staying at home, and there is so much beauty in that. Unfortunately, some of us watch these videos and think, okay, that's what I need to do. I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom. I'm not going to work anymore, and my partner needs to provide for me. What you may be seeing but not acknowledging is the fact that these people, these beautiful women, before they prepare the ingredients, they put their camera on the side in the right angle. They press record. They start making the food. They change the angle. They have different cameras. After they're done making the food, they start editing. They post. They analyze the metrics. They're being consistent. They're doing this day after day. And they make a good income from it. And a lot of times that income is being used to support the family. And other times they might even be the breadwinner. And these are the things that you're probably not acknowledging. So you think all they're doing is just bake and wear beautiful dresses, making food and raising children. They're doing all of that while also creating content. They're also building a business. So that aesthetic is a business in itself. But because a lot of women are not acknowledging that, they're going to the partner saying, I want to be a stay-at-home wife and I just want to cook and bake and garden, and you are going to bring in all the income. You also have to acknowledge that the women who are making these videos are also making an income from it. So women try to copy the lifestyle without context. And instead of copying, maybe take what you resonate with, take what you like, and ask, how can we apply that in our relationship? How would that work for us? The sixth trend I see is feminine energy being used to avoid difficult things. We hear that feminine energy is about being in your flow, being present, making life easy, doing things you enjoy, play, and turning even work or difficult things into play. There is truth to that. But the truth is that women also have masculine energy, not just feminine. And it's almost like you having two arms, but only using one. Only using one limits you. You would be so much more efficient if you used both. Feminine energy doesn't actually mean avoiding effort. It's about taking what takes a lot of effort and romanticizing it, or finding play in it, finding enjoyment in it. If we were just to do things that are easy and we would enjoy, we would probably always eat junk food, snack, doom scroll, binge watch Netflix, and never really work out or move our bodies, because that's the easy thing. Doing the hard thing means eating healthy, even when you would rather eat something that's tastier. Doing the hard thing is working out when you would rather lie on the couch. Doing the hard thing is actually doing the work rather than just speaking about it. Doing the hard thing is putting plans into actions rather than just doom scrolling. So avoiding doing the hard thing is actually not you being in your feminine energy. It's self-sabotage. So next time you find yourself avoiding things in the name of being in your feminine energy, ask yourself, am I truly being in my feminine energy, or am I maybe avoiding something that I need to do? And I would love to hear your thoughts. Which of these trends do you feel like you might have misunderstood in the past? Let me know in the comments, and I see you in the next one.